Okay, folks, we're going to answer a couple of the questions that were sent in to us via Facebook and Twitter. First one comes from Ken Grant. Brian, I'll let you answer this one. Is oxygen higher up or is it straddled in the middle of the depth, etc.? And how does temperature correlate with oxygen levels? And what are the comfort zones for fish?
Okay, so that's a pretty complicated question.
It is.
Basically, the colder the water in general, the more oxygen level, the higher the oxygen levels are going to be. But when a lake is frozen, immediately after ice on, there's typically oxygen throughout the water column. But as winter progresses, the oxygen gradually reduces at the bottom, and the fish are confined more and more higher in the water column as winter progresses. So I guess for trout fishing, the rule of thumb is that at later towards the season goes, you fish higher in the water column. It's a little bit different for kokanee because kokanee are often found in bigger lakes that have oxygen throughout the water column, even down to deeper depths. So that's why we can be jigging our lures down at 30 feet and there's lots of oxygen.
Okay. John Bowers has a question for us. Why is it sometimes you can be ice fishing 6 feet apart from your buddies there? He's catching fish and you're not.
And that happened to us today.
That's right, yeah.
Exactly. We were 6 feet apart. We had the sounder there. And it just tells you how important the sounder is because you can be fishing 6 feet apart and one person's fishing a foot higher or lower than the other person, and that person's catching all the fish. And those fish are just that focused on the depth zone they want to feed. And you could be out by a foot. You really need a sounder.
Yeah. There you have it, folks. Make sure you send in your questions to us. We'll try to answer them on each episode at the end of the credits here.
Stay connected with BC Outdoor Sport Fishing on the web, on Facebook, and on Twitter.